Hello, welcome to Embracing Aging. My name's Tina. Happy Valentine's Day. Um, I've never been all that bothered about Valentine's Day, and it suddenly occurred to me that maybe the reason for that is because I didn't have a great experience of Valentine's Day when I was a teenager growing up. My sister and I went to different schools. I went to an all girls convent school. My sister went to the local high school, which was boys and girls. And so actually, my sister used to come home with these like huge cards, like kind of 2 foot square cards, and with the big silk hearts on and things like that. And I never got Valentine's cards, and it used to really upset me. But you know what? Just it only just occurred to me thinking about doing this video that the reason for that is probably because I never got Valentine's cards when I was a kid. I didn't know any boys and so I wasn't going to get any Valentine cards, but when I was younger, I didn't really understand that. It didn't occur to me at all. So I think maybe it stems from that, for me that, Valentine's Day and celebration of love. Love isn't just for one day a year. Love's like something, all day, every day that, I think that that's what matters for me is for my husband, the kind things that he does, like this morning's really frosty where I live, really cold and frosty. My husband will go out to the car, he'll warm the car up and he'll defrost the windscreen for me. I don't ask him to do that, he just does it because he's kind and thoughtful. Just kind of taking care of each other. And that is a kind of love which is called pragma. And I've just done a bit of research about different kinds of love. The ancient Greeks reckoned there were 7 kinds of love, which I'm just going to describe to you briefly. So, the first one is eros, which is sort of passionate. It's about like lust, sexual chemistry, the kind of love where in early stages of a relationship where you can't wait to rip each other's clothes off, basically. It's named after the Greek god of love and fertility, Eros. And it's kind of probably the kind of love that people think about on Valentine's Day. You see in the movies and that kind of love where it's like the first flush of love and it's all like, exciting and maybe a little bit dangerous and, like just fantastic. But it's very physical based love. And on its own, it isn't sustainable. If you've only got that in a relationship, it's not going to last. It's not going to last forever and turn into kind of pragma, which is another kind of love, which I'll tell you about later. Next, we have philia, which is the love between friends and family. It's characterized by loyalty and trust and mutual values, that sort of thing. It's shared between 2 people. It's kind of, love that your friends show you when, if you've had a bereavement, for instance, and your friends come around and, they bring you flowers or they bring you food or whatever. If you've had a shitty day at work and, they'll call you up and ask you how you are, that's philia, philia. And if you have that kind of relationship with someone, as well as eros, that's the basis for a long-lasting relationship. And then we have storge, which is the unconditional love that parents should have for the children, where it's characterized by sort of selflessness or self-sacrifice sometimes, acceptance, protectiveness. It embodies all of those kind of characteristics. Next on the list we have agape, which is spiritual love that Christians believe that Jesus has for mankind. It's kind of a selfless love, which includes the love of nature, the love of strangers, and the less fortunate. And I think that's kind of probably the kind of love we experience when we maybe, although it's not like a romantic kind of love by any means, totally different kind of love, but it's kind of that feeling of, the way I see it, is universal connectedness. And if we, like looking at the news, the pictures of the people being brought out of the ruins in Turkey and Syria, and how tough those people have got it, and that ability to feel their pain, and your heart goes out to them. That to me is that kind of love, agape. Then we have ludus, which is a playful and flirtatious kind of love, about having fun, and that's more kind of casual relationships. I'm not sure that I would call that love. I think that might, but anyway, the ancient Greeks did. That was a word they had for it. The next one is pragma, which, if you're an older person in a long-term relationship, that is the kind of relationship where, after the erotic or eros type of love is kind of diminished as the years roll by, it's not as prominent, or as it's not as important when you get older. I would say that this is, built on this pragma is built on committed relationship, endurance, companionship, shared values, and it is the kind of love we experience in a long-term relationship. People who maybe met at school and still together like 40 years later. That is what pragma is. And I wonder if that's where the word pragmatic comes from. I need to look that up. The last one is philatia, which is self-love, and that's about recognizing your self-worth and self-acceptance. And I think we should all strive to do that. We should, was it George Benson that sung "The Greatest Love of All is the Love Inside of Me"? And I think, what? You can't really love somebody else if you don't love yourself first. I think you have to love yourself first, and not in a vain or narcissistic way. I'm just saying that, learn to love yourself, learn to accept yourself, warts and all, because you know what? I guarantee that you have got more to offer. Don't focus on those things what you see as your shortcomings. Focus on the good things about yourself. But just accept that whatever you don't like about yourself, put it on the back burner. So philatia is about self-acceptance and self-love. And I think, what? If you're on your own today on Valentine's Day, do something nice for yourself. Go and have a bubble bath or something. I wish I could. I don't have a bath. I only have a shower in my house. Do something nice. Go and treat yourself to something nice. Have a drink and, put your feet up and enjoy it. And just think about the other kinds of love. And I think I'd like to read you a poem by U.A. Fanthorpe. You switch off if you're not interested in listening, but I really like this poem because for me it reads, "There is a kind of love called maintenance, which stores the WD-40 and knows when to use it, which checks the insurance and doesn't forget the milkman, which remembers to plant bulbs, which answers letters, which knows the way the money goes, which deals with dentists and road fund tax and meeting trains and postcards to the lonely, which upholds the permanently rickety, elaborate structures of living, which is Atlas. And maintenance is a sensible side of love, which knows what time and weather are doing to my brickwork, insulates my faulty wiring, laughs at my dry rotten jokes, remembers my need for gloss and grouting, which keeps my suspect edifice upright in the air as Atlas did the sky." I love that. I think that's a sensible side of love, and I really like that. So I hope you have a great day, whatever you're doing. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. As always, please leave your comments below. If you want to contact me, my email address is in the description below. And I look forward to joining you again shortly. Bye.